So first off, just want to do some quick introductions. A lot of you have met Samantha and me at various GFOAs, but once again, Gabe Harris, I'm a lease accounting consultant, and Sam Hart here is one of our technical accountants here at Lease Query. So what we wanted to do today, right, is bring in some of our current partners and people who have been using Lease Query for GASB 87 for a while now, and just want to introduce Hackwin Devoe. He is with Dekalb County in Georgia, and Wilhelmina Stubblefield, she is with Jefferson County in Alabama. So really appreciate them joining us today just to sort of speak right about their experience and just sort of what they have learned transitioning to GASB 87, and how Lease Query has helped. So Hackwin, I'll let you sort of get started with your experience and what you learned.
Thanks for having me. Greetings all. My name is Hackwin Devoe. I'm the capital asset manager with Dekalb County. And how I came about to this juncture with Lease Query, we at our county was doing, if you will, we had not had an inventory of our capital asset, of the entire capital asset, in perhaps maybe since I can remember. I've been with Dekalb County for 22 years, and I don't think there has been a holistic view of our capital asset that we could find perhaps in about 10 years of searching and interviewing some of the department head. So one of the things that we were doing outside of the Lease Query and the GASB 87 was just really doing our own in-house keeping as far as it relates to our financial reporting and our annual report, is to get a control of what we actually have, to get a good baseline of our capital asset. So as that journey began, incidentally, and great timing, the GASB 87 pronouncement began its track to meet all of us and get all of us under that guidance. So it fell in perfectly with what we were doing, because I had already established a lot of contacts with the department heads and began asking the questions as it relates to assets and what we have. And even in asking about assets, we were finding a lot of departments were saying, well, this is a lease, this is that, this is what are you guys looking for? And so it was perfect timing, because at this point, having made the contacts, some of the department heads and the people who had history with the county, as I say, they knew where all the bodies were buried, so we can get information from them. And so we've established that rapport. That said, we began to gather our asset information and also all of the leases. Incidentally, with Dekalb County, our biggest fund in our proprietary fund is our airport, and that has the largest amount of lease. So we began that process there. And what Lease Query offered us, as I'm digging in and sorting through all of these leases, we're trying to wrap our mind around it, and also reaching out to other departments, because again, some people couldn't determine if their lease fell under the proposed guidance at the time. So there was a lot of communications there. But that said, we then began our search to see if we could kind of see the experts in the field, or who had experience with gathering leases and as it relates to 87. And we come across Lease Queries, and we sat in on a few of their webinars, and the information that they were providing was extremely helpful. The people we encountered was friendly and responsive to our needs, so to speak. And that began our journey with Lease Query. There was other companies out there, but the software that we saw was very user-friendly, and it gave us a template to help us really eat that elephant one bite at a time, so to speak. So it afforded us the ability to really organize quickly. We were ahead of the game but we were flying blind, so to speak. And I think Lease Query and the software kind of help us see clearer in the fog and really kind of help us stay ahead of the game and, pardon the pun, stick the landing. So I'm excited about the software, and I guess we'll answer more questions later, but I like the fact that it was very user friendly. I love the dashboard because you could see everything at one glance and then fine tune your searches or your inquiry from there. And again, part of the selling point, as well as the user-friendly aspect, was really the team members that we work with. Again, very responsive to our needs, bringing up scenarios that we may not have thought of, and also inquiring and touching bases with us. I'm working with Carolina now. She's our rep and excellent, and she's always constantly checking in, making sure we have what we need, or if we're lacking anything, she's a very present help. But that said, I think what Lease Query, just again tying it all in a quick bow here, it just afforded us to gather our information in a systematic way, and now we have a better hold of what we have. Initially, this process, this journey, we had no idea what we were looking at. And so after channeling all of our information through their system and set up an database spreadsheet, it made it easier to manage and work with. So that's what I like about it. And I'll close it there and pass it on to Wilhelmina.